Hello everyone, White Man from town here, and I love breasts. After all, it's where most of the meat is on a chicken. Anyways, did you think I was done talking about cocks? Think again. Now, let's talk about Mr. Beast. He said some things on X in response to Jacksepticeye in a video he appeared in over on... I don't know who that is. Anyways, he seems like a fine fellow, as are the two main characters of this show. I think both of them are pretty cool. And this started with a fair critique from the Irishman. He doesn't like Jimmy because he thinks he ruined YouTube by making it a place where fun takes a backseat to views, money, and popularity. Now, I wouldn't say he ruined YouTube, but he did inadvertently make the platform a place where views and retention are maximized to rake in as much profit and clout as possible by becoming the top creator and gold standard of content. Since he's figured out how to publish videos somewhat consistently that always blow up and shared a lot of his methods to making said videos, he's invited a bunch of gremlins to turn themselves into all-around worse versions of himself that have become successful enough to make the process worthwhile. And there's nothing he can do about that. An unfortunate consequence of having so much influence. But I feel like it's better than an alternative universe where he doesn't exist. Regardless of your thoughts on the quality of his videos, the money they and all his other business ventures earn give him the ability to change the planet for the better. And he's shown time and time again that he's been able to do it. Quite well. Even with the river of crap that's all over the platform, there's still an immeasurable number of creators making content that can satisfy any palate. So, I feel like the pros outweigh the cons. For context, Jacksepticeye was taking a lie detector test in the video and answered honestly to some questions regarding Jimbo. And there's nothing wrong with that. Freedom of speech and all that jazz. But Mr. Beast didn't pick up a saxophone to play this song without the watchful eyes of the masses. No, not only did he not pick up an instrument, but rather he picked up his phone and went on X of all places. Poor lad. And typed up a response that was rather unnecessary and hypocritical. Although most of it was pretty sensible. I pretty much covered the first part already, and the second part addresses another unfortunate consequence of the position he's put himself in. I'm not the only one who would love to see longer videos that are slower paced, because what Mr. Beast does in his videos is so cool that it doesn't need to be dressed up with edits and fast cuts to be enjoyable. What he does can and would be appreciated, even if it has some awkward moments or parts where nobody says anything, and the music is vacant. Or, to put it simply, if they were more like Sidemen videos. They would be more enjoyable for longtime fans who prefer the older style. However, to become the biggest and the best, one has to turn as many first-time viewers into fans as possible. And that means making content that would appeal to the lowest common denominator, which would ironically be referring to his videos as low quality, which isn't the case. With each new video, more time, effort, people, and money go into making them as ideally watched and enjoyed by anyone. And that's the sort of mindset Mr. Beast has had since the beginning, but it's also the kind of mindset that he'll have to have forever. As long as he has his sights set on somewhere higher and higher, he's just gonna have to ramp up the scale. And in that pursuit of greatness, sometimes goodness is enough. But not all of us are satisfied with goodness. So up until this point, I wouldn't say his response has been unnecessary. He would have neither gained nor lost anything by not responding since, well, he's Jim Beast. Big guy. I mean, Jacksepticeye is a big YouTuber too, but his comments wouldn't have changed anything, drastically at least. But what he ended up saying was just as fair as Jack's criticism. He briefly gave his thoughts on two of the points that were made in the video, and that's all fine and good. It's an opinion on an opinion. But then he said this. Like, the bigger man wouldn't have replied in the first place. I know he has better things to do, and that list of things doesn't include talking about Jackie's content, which is in some ways better than his. But I'm not sure why I'm even talking about this, because they patched things up a few days ago.